I'm Elia Locardi. Join me as I travel through Kentucky and see its beauty through my lens. This is Kentucky in Focus. When you think of Kentucky's food, your first thought is probably world-famous Kentucky Fried Chicken. But there are many different cuisines that Kentucky is known for, and a few of them start here, with the milk. Chaney's Dairy Barn sells its milk to local stores and restaurants directly from the source, and Elizabeth Lunsford has spearheaded this effort.
My parents actually started Chaney's Dairy Barn in 2003 whenever milk prices were as low as they'd been since the 1970s. So they actually looked for ways to diversify and kind of save the family farm, and really agritourism was the way that they decided to do that. My grandfather started dairying in the 60s and gave it to my dad in the 80s, and so it was a really huge piece of their life and our life as children. And so it was just important to us to really share what we have and what we feel so strongly is a great way of life and a great place to bring your kids.
Well, it sounds like things have changed a lot over the years, and now there's activities for the whole family.
Right, yeah. And we get a lot of really great feedback that people really appreciate a good, safe environment that's economical, that they can bring their whole family out to and have a great time.
Do you mind showing us the facility?
For sure, let's go.
All right, let's do it. I'm guessing this is where it starts.
This is where it all starts. And you know, quality milk starts from well cared for quality animals.
I see. Do they know that they're adorable and they produce delicious products?
They do know that they are adorable and that they are the most important part of this place. These cows are so well cared for. They have fans, they're fed twice a day, and they always have feed in front of them. So
that's great.
Yeah.
They look really happy.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is actually something my dad calls R2 Mutu.
R2 Mutu?
Yes, it is actually an automatic feed pusher. So it basically just makes sure that feed is pushed up for the cows 24/7. It runs every hour on the hour.
So it's not a Roomba, it's like a Moomba.
That's almost as good as R2 Mutu. We may start using that.
R2 Mutu's
I like
better.
that, a Moomba.
Wow. This looks really interesting.
Yeah, this is actually the milk processing facility. So the milk, it comes from the cows that we saw earlier into the bulk tank and is literally piped through the ceiling and into these tanks. The milk here is pasteurized, it's separated and homogenized, and then we actually fill it over here into containers where people can actually purchase it at the dairy barn and some local stores as well. We worked really long and really hard to make sure that we're producing the top quality product and sharing it with all our friends and neighbors.
Well, I'm happy to hear it's doing well, and I'm happy to hear that we're kind of moving into a trend where people want something fresh, a higher quality, and a local product.
Right, yeah. And I think people really want to support local, and they really want to know where their food is coming from, and I think we work really hard to provide that transparency.
So the entire production is here, from the cow to the bottle.
It is. This is 30,000 containers. Every week we actually will label all of the containers for the following week. Almost 1,000 containers that we will actually label. We make sure we have control from the very beginning whenever it's just a container. So
that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Chaney's milk is sold all over the state in markets such as this one near the town of Bowling Green. Denison's Roadside Market offers a fresh selection of local favorites, including fresh dipped caramel apples. What kind of apple is this?
Okay, these are golden delicious apples. They come from a local orchard, so they're good and fresh.
Are these your favorite apples for this?
They are. Everybody wonders why the apples are so good here. I'll have to let you all taste these. It's because we don't make apples until we get them fresh from the orchard. And the fresh apples, they're picked directly off the trees, and we use them within a week or so that they've been picked.
That's great.
So, you know, it's fresh, it's great, and everybody raves about how good the apples are.
I bet. I mean, they're at their best. Well, these apples are really fresh and local, but almost everything here at the store is.
We try to. Everything we can possibly grows here on the farm in season. We have tomatoes and cabbage and peppers and okra and eggplant and green beans, potatoes, sweet corn, strawberries, blackberries. We grow watermelons, cantaloupe. We still got fresh watermelons here grown on the farm.
Wow. So everything basically changes as the seasons change.
It does. We like everything fresh, the quality. That is our philosophy, is homegrown and good quality. So green beans, if I don't grow enough, then if a neighbor has some, I like to buy from them. I buy a lot of pottery from people that make it here. We do bowls, crafts, baskets, all made local in our back room. You have to check that out.
Yeah.
Good job. They're looking better. The more you make, the better that they will be.
I'm getting a little more consistent.
Yeah. But if you have a person that wants theirs cut up, we take this little container. And you've got to try the finished product.
I think so too. This is how you can make an apple even better.
What's the verdict?
You're probably going to eat more than one.
That one sure is. You made it.
There's no way that I could visit a place like this and not buy a few things to take with me, because what makes this special is everything is fresh, and if they don't grow it, they source it locally, and you can find fruit and vegetables at their best. But something that we have to get used to when we want vegetables and produce at their best is that it's also seasonal. So some of the things that we have here now can't be bought in a different month. So you have to visit often and buy just what you need. In this case, I kind of feel like I need a little bit of everything. Avocado looks good.
Brie Golliher, or as she's known in Kentucky, the Pie Queen, operates her pie-making business out of Boyce General Store in western Kentucky, not far from Bowling Green. She's well known in these parts for not only her social media prowess, but also for her signature Kentucky pie. So of course, I had to go and see how it's made.
Welcome to the pie kitchen, or a lot of people around here call it the pie hole.
The pie hole.
I'm gonna show you guys how to do some pie crust.
That sounds great.
Good? Yeah?
Yes.
You ready to get floury?
Flourly?
Flourly. I
Floury.
think that's a word. It can
Yes,
be a word.
I
All right,
am.
so we're gonna grab some flour, and then I've got a nice big dough ball here. I use a shortbread cookie dough, so it's a little bit more forgiving, so that like if it does crack, the warmth of your hand is gonna put it back together.
Oh, I see. What kind of pie are we making?
We are in Kentucky, so we're gonna make Kentucky pie.
Kentucky pie, perfect.
Yes, so we're gonna just flour this a little bit. Have you ever rolled out pie crust before?
I have not. I have eaten plenty of pie. I'm very good at that.
And you're gonna, well, I'm gonna show you one and then I'll let you try, okay?
Okay.
So you scoop it like this and it slides into this crust.
It's adorable.
All right, let's see if you can do it.
Well, I make no guarantees. I can clean it up with my hand a little
There
bit.
you go.
Oh, look, I did it.
You did it.
Jeez.
So I grew up walking to this store. We didn't own it. It wasn't in our family for all those years. Me and my husband bought it 7 years ago. Actually, went to Western for photojournalism, and that's what my degree's in.
Interesting. And since you went to school for photojournalism, does that help you with marketing and just general photography for the pies and all that surrounding?
I definitely think so. I do get a lot of followers, mainly because of my photography, and then I definitely know a little bit more about the importance of marketing.
That's great. It's really important too, because, you know, obviously the food is very important and the quality of it, but what people perceive and when they look at it,
They eat with their eyes first.
They eat with their eyes first. That's a great way of saying it. Well, I also assume that a lot of the ingredients that you're getting for the pies here are really fresh and local.
In this pie, we use local milk. We use Cheneys Dairy Barn milk. And then we use a local farm, Stony Creek Farm, for our eggs. The good thing about pies is they're a little more forgiving, so you can get a little bit more experimental with pie fillings because they're in a shell that's kind of keeping them all together rather than a cake that isn't gonna rise or set right.
You realize you're making me very hungry by talking
I know,
about
we're
this.
gonna eat some pie. It's gonna be okay. Now that we've got all these crusts, are you ready to make the filling to go in it?
Yes,
All right,
definitely.
that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clear the space off and we'll get ready for that.
Sounds good.
All right.
What's the next step?
All right, we're gonna dive into Kentucky pie. So this is melted butter because all good pie starts with butter. And then we're gonna add, if you wanna throw in those 2 things of brown sugar and 1 of regular sugar.
Why the 2 types of sugar? Why brown and
You know,
bleached?
I don't know, it's what my grandmother said and you're just not gonna fight with her about it, right?
I would never fight with my grandmother. That would be a bad idea.
That's what Grandma Sue said to do, and that is just how I'm gonna stick with it. So, you got 6 eggs, and then we also have Cheneys dairy milk here. So we're gonna add that milk to keep everything cooling down before we add the eggs. And then, like Grandma said, you put 2 tablespoons of flour. All right, throw our eggs in there. You can start stirring that up. So we're gonna add the pecans. chocolate chips. Oh man, we left some in there. There we go.
So the bourbon really is last.
Yes, it really is last. I'm gonna let you do the honors. You wanna be able to taste it. Did you smell it?
That smells great.
Yeah. And we're just gonna scoop into our little mini pie pans that we have here. Then we'll pour into the large one after we do the mini ones. And then see our cute little Kentuckies just go on the top. So you're gonna pour to about, I'll make you a little line, right about there.
Okay, and just kind of move it around.
Yep.
Or, oh no.
That's good. There you go.
Okay.
Nailed it.
So the next step, how long do we have to bake it for?
Yes, so these are gonna go in the oven for 350 degrees for about 25, 30 minutes. And we're gonna take them out and get to enjoy them.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, here's the big one, the finished Kentucky pie.
That came out great.
So now, like I was telling you, you just pop it from the bottom of the pan,
Okay.
like this.
And you just eat.
No need for a fork.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
And then you just take a bite.
This is really good. I think that baking is an art form all in itself, and I really appreciate you having us out here and teaching me how to do this. This is the best pie I've had in a while.
Thank you. That makes me so happy. I enjoyed having you here, and I hope that you go home and try to make it for your family.
After a long day of delicious food in Bowling Green, I made my way back to Louisville to catch the sunset.
Been a long time since I've used one of those, but these days I always have a camera with me. And right now I'm in Indiana on the bank of the Ohio River, getting ready to capture the iconic Louisville Skyline. So first thing I need is my camera. And what I'm gonna do is see how far I need to zoom in to be able to capture just the skyline itself. So it's gonna be something right around here. Now right now, it looks okay. It's a little dull, the sun's about to set, the buildings are gray, and the sky is flat blue. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to capture this during the blue hour, and that's when the lights from the city come on, and I get those same lights reflecting in the water. So overall, I think it's gonna look much better if I wait for the light to fade. Let's take one more shot. I think that about wraps it up. It's the end of the blue hour. Sky looks great. There's a nice purple hue to the bottom of the sky, and the reflections look amazing.
This was a great shot to end my day. Whether you're in the city or the country, Kentucky is an amazing place to eat some food, meet the locals, and watch the sunset over the river.